How do we determine a cash offer for your house? So you're thinking about getting a cash offer for your property, and you're like, well, how do they actually come up with the offers? You're not the only one that's thinking this, because I've been asked this question hundreds, if not 1,000 different times. So let's break it down for you. How we come up with a cash offer. Many people call and they have some fear that we're just going to hit them with the lowest possible offer that we can, no matter what, no matter which property is. And it's really not the case. We've been in business over 15 years. We've got a lot of experience. We know what we can pay, what we can't pay, and we're going to base it on your property and that situation with that particular property, not just some blanket low offer. It's just not how we calculate them, and it's not how we do business. So how are we going to do it? First thing we're going to look at is the ARV of that property, or the after repaired value. What's an after repaired value? How would we get it? We would look in that area, close to yours, similar properties, same number of bedrooms, same number of bathrooms, same square footage as yours. If those were all fixed up, they're shiny, they're perfect, they're super pretty, what would those sell for on the market in a traditional sale? All the repairs are done, clean, shiny, staged, the whole 9 yards, right? Well, we got that number. That's probably the most that could ever sell for after everything was done in that condition. All right, then we're going to look at the repairs. Repairs are expensive. Everything's gone up. Repair costs have gone up. All the materials have gone up. But we can get pretty close from our experience with what it's going to cost us if there's no, unforeseen things that come up, which often there are. But what's that repair cost going to be? So we've got this value, we've got this repair cost that we've got to factor in there because we're about to spend that amount of money repairing the property. Then we're going to look at the other costs, like holding cost and selling cost. So as soon as we buy the property, we start incurring costs, taxes, insurance, interest, different things that go along with that. And then we've got selling cost. So when we go to sell the property, we're going to pay agent fees, we're going to pay title company fees, things like that. These all add up to thousands of dollars that are just part of selling a house. Now, if we buy it from you and we make an offer, we'll take care of those costs. We'll factor all that in and just make you a straight offer. But when we sell it, we've still got to come in and pay those, and we do have to make a profit. This is not a surprise to everybody. Everybody knows that we are a for-profit company, but those numbers have to be factored in there. And the way we like to look at ours is we do a large volume of business, so we don't have to make as much on each house, but there does have to be profit there for us to continue to be a company and continue to buy houses. So when you're thinking about your house and what that cash offer might be, start from the top. Think about your ARV. What did other houses around here sell for that are very similar to mine? Same size, same bedrooms, same type of condition, or what those ones sell for all fixed up. That'll give you a good idea of what that could sell for on the market. Then you've got to be honest about repairs. Repairs can be very expensive, and there's probably some extra repairs that you haven't seen and won't factor in until you get in there and actually start doing the project. But roof, electrical, plumbing, foundation, things like this are very expensive to fix. So you need to be honest about the condition and how much those repairs might cost. And then factor in selling costs. You can probably factor about 9% of the sales price when you go to sell it. That's just going to be for 6% for the two agents, and then about 3% in closing cost is what we see a lot of the time. So you factor the numbers in there, and then yes, we do have to make a profit. We are not like real estate agents where we list for a commission, and if we sell it, we get paid. If we don't lose anything. No, we have to have that factored in there because we are going to take all of the risk associated with this property. Once we buy it and once we start pouring thousands of dollars in it, with that comes risk. It's something we accept. That is what our company is built to do, but we have to factor that in there when we make a cash offer. So as you work those down, you could expect your cash offer to be somewhere in the range of what you come up with. That's a good way to start. And then the next thing I would do is I would reach out to different companies, check their reviews, check their reputation. Do they have referrals? Have people in the past really liked working with them and feel like they were treated fairly? Once you have someone you think you might want to work with, You can schedule a time. They can come out. They can look at your property. Be very cautious if it's a company that says, no, they never have to see it. They're in a state miles and miles away, and they're just going to give you a bunch of money with never seeing the property. That is a red flag. You should be very cautious about that. But if you find a local company that'll come out, they can give you an offer. If you feel like it's fair, great. If you feel like it should be a little more, don't be scared to negotiate with them. Say, hey, I appreciate that offer, but I really would like it to be here, and see if you guys can work out something. We do it all the time. We just need to work to a number that we both think is fair for both sides based on the current condition of the property. And then once you do that, you can also ask for things like, hey, I want you to pay all closing costs. All right, I want to know what I'm going to walk away with, right? I want you to get as close as you can to the number that I leave with, because that would be important to you as the seller. Also, hey, but I want to do it on this timeline because this is the timeline that works for me. You can do that when you're selling to a cash buyer and you've come up with a number that's fair. You can ask for those little things, and they should be able to accommodate you in most situations. All right. So there's a little look about how we calculate your cash offer. If you have any more questions or we can help you in any way, please give us a call, 210-201-6644, or find us on the website, sellmysanantoniohouse.com.